Mike McCool here with the Royal Examiner. In the studio with me today is Isaac Rushing. He is the solid waste supervisor. His supervisor, Robbie Boyer, Public Works Director here for the town of Front Royal. And today we're going to talk about recycling. It's been quite a few changes in our recycling program in the town, and Robbie wants to kind of go over some of the new and the old, and talk about why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and exactly what some of the new mandates are. So, what's the main thing we need to know?
Probably the big thing is all the new changes that the new facility has put in place in order for us to be able to get rid of the recycling. The contamination levels, there's certain things now that has to be done that didn't need to be met before. The other big thing was, it was a very fast change when our vendor before in Winchester closed up. It was very quick. So,
Sure. I remember all of a sudden, whoa, we got a call. No more recycling. It was almost that fast.
Taking the tape off the boxes, washing out the food containers, removing labels off of bottles. That's the big thing right now, because if there's contamination in it, we have to pay more to get rid of it than if it's just clean recycle. We're paying $105. Just to get rid of the clean recycle. A ton, yes.
Right. That's why, because I had some phone call. Oh, they didn't pick up my recycling, or they picked up one box and not another box, and probably because they look at it and they see contamination or food or labels not peeled all the way off, and then they're going to say, well, we just leave that behind.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think like the tape on the boxes, but it sticks to everything. In the truck, plus in their machines, it sticks. Pizza boxes, all the grease. So there are several things there, that you don't think that's that big, but it's a big factor.
Right.
We tried to update our door hangers and put all the stuff, that's acceptable on the back, and kind of explain it and break it down. And we also made a new list to where they can circle exactly what's wrong with it.
Right.
And then they just note it and date it.
And then, so there's going to be some
trial
and error, some transition.
It is.
And basically it's all about trying to save money for the town and for the taxpayers, of not spending. It's already bad enough we're spending $105 a ton to get rid of something that we used to be able to sell.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now we're paying money to get rid of the recycling. It seems kind of
well, it's like anything new. It takes a little while for everybody to get used to it. It's something new. The big thing we try to ask people. We have questions to ask. Call. We'd be more than happy to explain it.
Sure.
We want to work with the residents. That's for sure.
Well, you mentioned something earlier before we started about this DEQ mandate, because I said, well, why don't we just throw it away? We don't spend anything. Tell me a little bit about that.
The DEQ does have a mandate for each region. Like for our region, Winchester, Frederick County, Shenandoah County, us, we have to meet a certain percentage of recycle off the tonnage that the region collects. So, everybody has to turn their numbers in every year. But and DEQ is, Winchester had spoken to them a while back, and they are still going to keep forcing that, even though with the way the recycle market is and stuff, they're still pushing that mandate.
Right, even when, not that long ago when everybody wanted it, and all of a sudden they don't want it. And what's the reasoning for that?
China really quit buying a lot.
We're going to blame everything on China. Yeah.
Well, the big thing with China was, now they are taking, what little bit they're taking, they want 3% contamination.
Right, so they don't want to mess with it either. There's no money in it.
No, and they say on an average, most of your recycle programs run about 18% is where your contamination level is.
Okay.
So that's way higher than 3%. So it makes it hard. A lot of your smaller facilities, like we were using in Winchester, it's hard for them to stay in business. When they can't move the product and they keep stacking it up. Some places, Page County, they've actually bought a second baler, and they're bailing their own recycle now, trying to find somebody. But at the same time,
they have to reprocess it almost. They get it, then they have to look at it to make sure it's not contaminated, and spend more time and money
to go through it.
And you sometimes you reach a point of diminishing return, which where we're at now, since we're paying more to get rid of it than we pay to keep it, so to speak.
Now recycle's almost costing you one way or another. Whether
you're
bailing it, you're hauling it someplace. We're taking it to Manassas. Winchester's using the same people, but they're having to take it to Williamsport, Maryland. So everybody's kind of in the same boat. We have been going to the Northern Shenandoah Valley Regional Commission meetings.
Right.
With a lot of the other local towns, Edinburgh, Newmarket, Mount Jackson, Middletown. Winchester, and everybody's trying to think of different ways to maybe come up with a good path.
Something to do with our solid waste.
Exactly, especially with the recyclables. There's been some talk about maybe all the towns trying to get together and build like a regional facility that all the towns could, use,
Sure.
someplace that would be convenient for everybody.
Well, that's part of the problem, because a lot of times in the past we even heard, well, we don't have enough to recycle. Because when people comes in, when I say like a recycling or a user of recycled material, and they're building a product with it, they need X number of tons of stuff. And we may only have a fraction, and that guy's a fraction, this guy's a fraction, and it's not enough for them to even be bothered with by the time they transport it.
Right.
If they only got a half a truck and they need 10 trucks, I think that's some of it too. But like you say, what's happened to the recycling movement? It seems like it's completely changed.
It has.
Recycling,
and it's evolved fastly. In the last 12 months or so, every time you turn around, it seems like it's changing in some way or another. Absolutely. And it's probably going to continue to change for a while until things stabilize out. Yes, sir.
Well, Isaac, you're the crew. You have the crew that goes around picks this stuff up,
Correct.
right?
So part of the challenge for us has been these changes that we're saying are changes. These new regulations that we're putting in place, this is how recycling was supposed to be done.
Right. Yeah. It's not really new. It's just a little more enforced.
We've gotten away
now
from
it's
it.
costing us money, right?
We've gotten away from it because our buyer previously in Winchester never said a thing about it.
Yeah, it gradually got worse and worse. They just keep taking it.
And so that's on us. Right now we're just trying to reverse it and get it back to how recycling is supposed to be. Recycling is meant to be clean. There's not meant to be Gatorade in a Gatorade bottle. There's not meant to be food contamination on.
Yeah, I can
a cat
remember.
food
I can
container.
remember that if when it's years ago,
Right.
when it was like so much effort to recycle, because they basically wanted you to wash everything, clean it out, peel it, spend an hour cleaning out your soup can, and
It is,
people
yeah.
said, I'm not going to do that. And
Right.
then you get, the green movement. Now everybody says they spend more time washing their trash than they wash their dishes or something.
I mean, recycling is. It is work.
It is.
There's no doubt. To do it and do it properly. What time you break your cardboard down, take your tape off and stuff. But at the same time, you look at the environment and that little bit of extra effort, how far it goes
Sure.
if everybody does part of it.
Well, I know we generate a lot of paper and a lot of cardboard here at National Media Services, and it's amazing how much stuff, in a week's time gets piled up. It's really amazing how much that is. And it does help us. When we were able to get rid of it, they stopped charging me for hauling my cardboard away when they would haul it away for free. I thought, oh, that was good. It was saving me $60 a month. You know?
It's a plus to it, yes, sir.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do now. Probably go back, start charging me picking my cardboard up. I don't want to give you any ideas. Probably help balance your budget there. But it's a lot of work. And again, sometimes these government mandates, though, they're not the ones that have to do it. We get some really, especially DEQ. And I don't think that's somebody that we won't talk bad about them, but they do a lot of good work. But they sure have a lot of rules and regulations. And you wonder sometimes who makes these things up,
It is, and we're, like I said, we're doing what we're getting ready. We're actually going to work on a video with the town IT department, kind of explaining, going through hands-on about cleaning your recyclables and how to remove the labels and the contamination. We're going to work on that this week and get that out. We have updated the flyer on our website.
Right.
It's on Facebook.
And we'll put a copy of it on with the story as well.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're trying to get the word out. Like I said, residents are more encouraged. If you have any questions, to please call, and ask. We don't want to be a problem. We want to help work with the residents.
We don't want these green tags hanging all over the
exactly
the town.
Yeah.
I do know, like I said, some people get irate, and I'm sure you'll get some that'll just throw it away. But then there is a movement, like you say, they want to recycle.
Yes,
even
sir.
if it costs them money, they still want to recycle. It's kind of a shame just to throw trash away. I got a whole building full of computers and equipment and stuff. It's not good, not worth anything. I can't even use it, but it's too good to throw in the dump. You know what I mean?
Yep, yes,
and
sir.
I'm trying to find somebody that can use it, but
Yep.
it grows on you. Next thing you know, in fact, I took about 10 computers to the recycling place yesterday. So it's maybe someone can take it apart and do something good with them, and they'll take them, but they haven't charged yet for it. But that's coming, I'm sure. So. Isaac, with anything else, the crew, I think we, like I said, just want to explain that they're not leaving that there on purpose.
Correct. The first couple of weeks we've been leaving tags at every recycle bin we've gone to. Just for the simple fact of on the backside it shows the acceptable and unacceptable items.
Right.
We've been very adamant that we're not beating people up. We're trying to educate, we're trying to help, we're trying to keep recycling going in the town of Front Royal. You know, something that has looked different for a lot of people is we're now using a bigger trash truck. We're
Right,
not
because
taking the
it's
trailer.
not that single stream.
Correct. So everything's going in one bin, essentially, in the back of a trash truck.
Right.
So that's where the contamination can occur. If we have wet cardboard, wet paper that we're throwing in the back.
Next
there.
thing that gets rid of the good stuff gets damaged, and now you end up with nothing.
So
Exactly.
it seems like we're beating people up, but when we went out and took our first load out there, they were very pleased with what we took. They said, keep bringing it just like this. We'll
Good,
have no
good.
issues.
Well, I think that's what we all got to work together to make this thing work.
One more.
Sure,
too.
sure.
We are mailing these out in all the utility bills. So if you
Okay.
haven't got one yet this month, every resident that has town utilities will get one.
Okay.
They're in the mailer with the utility bills. That
That's
way to
good.
try to get out, get everybody some information.
Okay, great.
And,
We'll
yes,
put a
sir.
picture of that in the story as well, and let people do it. I just, like I said, we wanted to talk to you because I've got so many calls about Isaac and his crew about leaving. Well, they left this and took that and took one box, left another box. I mean, I hate to harp on that, but that's what people call me all the time
Oh, yeah.
and say that. And
Well, it's like any change, you got to get used to it.
oh yeah,
You know,
people
it's-
hate change. It don't matter even if it's for the good. you
Well,
know.
when you're used to something, it takes time to get used to it. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Well, as long as I think we get the impression that we're trying to do
the right thing.
the right thing, and I think people will go along with that. That the idea that we're trying to save money, we're trying to keep recycling going, and
Yes, sir.
keep it out of the landfill. Nothing worse than that. Even if it does cost us in the long run, if you play the long game, it does probably save us time and money. Because one day we're going to have a day of reckoning when it comes to these landfills. We already have in Warren County. We're hauling it. Our
Yeah,
landfill is
Page
closed down, and we're taking things to Page County. I don't even know if people realize that we don't
We
even
do.
have a landfill. They take it there, but it doesn't stay there.
Nope, goes to Page
And,
County.
and
You're
we're
absolutely
paying money, $67 a ton, the last I checked, just to haul
right. To Page.
trash away. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's really something that we're doing that. But anyway, that's great. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I just want to make sure that our town citizens know that we're really not trying to beat them up on this recycling, that we're
Yes, sir.
trying to being mandated what we're doing, and we're doing that. So how's our new trash truck working? Is that good? Are we getting another one?
We have one coming in September.
Okay, because I know there was talk about, because of this recycling issue, that we'd be changing some of the vehicles around or something.
Yeah, we did have a new recycle trailer in this year's budget, so that money was reallocated to help cover the cost of the single stream.
Right, so now that we don't need that trailer, we're not going to be hauling the trailer around as
Exactly.
much. When you mentioned that single stream, I seen a meme on Facebook where they have the trash cans that's got plastic, bottles, and glass, and then you look underneath, it all goes in one bag. So it's kind of
Gotcha.
like when we're spending money to do that. That's what reminded me when we start talking about single stream. No matter what it is, throw it in there,
Right.
and then they'll look through it and keep what they want. But that's like those days are changing as well. So we got to
Yeah.
really take a little more effort and keep it clean.
That's
keep it clean.
definitely the big thing. Yes, sir.
Clean as green,
Yep.
because it's
Yep.
making us money if we can keep it.
It
Kinda
definitely
we're
helps get rid
spending
of it.
less money to get rid of
There
it.
you go.
I guess
Yes, sir.
that's how we have to look at it.
Right.
We're going to spend less money to
Yep.
get rid of it as we are or not. Anything else, Isaac, you want to talk about?
No, I think that.
About
that
our
sounds like
regular
pretty-
trash pickups, how's that going? Everything's good?
Seems to be going pretty good. Yeah, no major issues. This one is taking the cake.
Oh, I got a complaint. Now, see, I got him here in the captive
All right.
market. But,
Fire away.
the rain is. They never close the lid on the trash can.
Mhm.
They leave the lid open.
Yeah,
There must
correct.
be a reason for that.
Trash cans stink.
Oh, ain't that-
So it gives the
Oh.
people picking it
Oh.
up next week. It lets the can breathe a little bit. So
See,
Trash
I knew
cans
there
stink.
would be a new reason why they leave it out in the rain and I get 6 inches of water in my
Rinse
trash
it out
can.
for you.
Oh, that's so. See, I knew he'd have a reason.
it also notifies other trucks.
That you picked
Sometimes
it
there's
up.
crossover. So if all the lids are open on the street,
Oh, see,
we
I just thought they were lazy and didn't want to close the
Yeah,
lid.
there might be some of that. But
Yeah, a lot of times, like he said, if they jump over and another crew's helping out, they know which ones have been gotten.
Well, because they're all full and overflowed. So No, I just wanted to give them a hard time by that. I
fair
knew.
enough. I'll take that.
You got any job openings?
We do. We got some in our water and sewer maintenance division. We got water plant, wastewater treatment plants. So we do. Yep.
I heard that there might be some openings. I wanted to get that plug in there because
Yep, we do. We just ran some of this past Saturday's paper. Of course, we always have them on the town website. You can go in and apply right online.
Right, that's a
Yes,
great
sir.
idea. So, if somebody's looking for a job, and I noticed you had some turnover once in a while there, and they are trying to get trying to rearrange the benefit package. I heard maybe getting a little. Some of these jobs have benefits, some don't, but. It's. I'm sure it's hard to keep the jobs plugged up on some of the. It's hard to find somebody that wants to work in the sewer plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of them the shifts.
That's why we call it now solid waste or environmental engineering.
I got you. Yes, sir. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
It used
sir.
to be water and sewer. Now you got a new name, fancy name. Well, Robbie, I appreciate it. Isaac, thanks a lot for
Appreciate it.
stopping in.
Yep. Thank you
And
for having us.
we'll keep in touch and we'll publicize this best we can. And
Appreciate it.
we'll see how it's going. All right?
Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thanks
Thank you.
again.
Appreciate it.